Yo guys, my name is Phoenix and welcome to a new video. And I'm sorry, this video was meant to come out last week, but I got ill and I couldn't record this video because I couldn't speak properly. So now I'm fine, and here we are with Aggro Bloodcraft. And I have to say, Aggro Bloodcraft is still a pretty damn strong deck, even after the nerfs. In fact, I think the deck didn't get hit hard. I wasn't running 3 copies of the Big Knuckle Bodyguard in the first place, and I think that Scarlet Sabre is still a pretty good card. So let's see the list. The cards you can see are 1 Ambling Wraith and 3 Blood Wolves. So let's talk about card choices. 2 Goblins and 3 Ambling Wraith are your standard 1-drops. Then we have 22 drops. Why so many? Well, the answer is simple. Aggro Bloodcraft doesn't have any reliable 4-drop anymore, which is why you run a lot of 2-drops so that you play double 2-drop on turn 4. So let's see what they are. 3 copies of Blood Wolf. Of course, it's a standard aggro card, same as Vania, nothing to say here. Furious. It's all core cards of the very old Aggro Bloodcraft. Then we have 2 Baphomets. Baphomet is good because it's simply a 2 play points to 1 draw a card. Nothing much to say. Even after the nerf, the card is pretty good. Of course, before the nerf, you could just pull Carabosse every single time, but even when you can't do that, this card is still worth running. 3 Spiderweb Imps are very good against other aggro decks. Razor's Claw, of course, is a core card of the old Aggro Bloodcraft deck. And so is Summon Bloodkin, 3 copies. 3 Angel of the Wards. It's a overall strong card. You can use it for board control, which is very important for this deck. You can use it to push for more damage to the face. 3 copies of Disagreeable Demon. The way you want to use this card when going first is you trade your own 2-drop for your opponent's 2-drop, so they have an empty board, and you play a 3 points for 3 that pushes for more damage face. Or you can just use it when going second to protect yourself, especially against other aggro decks. This card is overall really great. 3 Night Orders. This card is simply amazing. It deals damage to a follower, it summons 2 bats, which are great with Vania, and overall it's a great board control tool. 3 copies of Scarlet Sabre. Even after the nerf, I think this card is pretty solid. The deal 2 damage to the face was very important in this deck, but I still think that dealing 2 damage to a follower and healing yourself is amazing against other aggro decks, which is why I just kept this card in. In a meta with almost no aggro decks, this card is a dead card, so you want to switch it out. And of course, the star of the deck, 3 copies of Carabosse, Wicked Fairy. This card is just amazing. It has a very strong body, and since you run her in a deck with so many 2-drops, the downside of not gaining more play points orbs is not really a downside anymore, because you will most likely play 3 2-drops the turn after, even when you play this card on 6 on curve. So yeah, just an amazing card. That being said, let's watch Stormly plays. The first game is against Dragoncraft, and I'm going first. In this deck, and this game is just meant to show you how punishing this deck can be when you don't have an answer. So of course this hand is pretty good. With this deck you run 22 drops, so you usually want to look for your 1-drops, even hard mulliganing for them, and you just keep 1 2-drop if you have a very good one, but else you just reroll everything. So in this case I have a very good curve, so I decided to keep everything. The playing Vania on 2 can be fine if you have a Night Horde in hand, but with Summon Bloodkin you usually want to keep her until 2-4. So here I prefer Baphomet over Vania because I have Summon Bloodkin. And he skips turn 2. which means the board is completely fine now. So I'm just playing on curve here, nothing much to say.
I can't keep relying on you, Dragon.
And here I will suicide my Baphomet to gain max value out of Vania plus some blood. And keep pushing for more damage phase.
There's a lot more where that came from.
So he plays his Dragoncraft and kills my 1-4. Which means I have little here. I evolved Vania.
Now you made me angry. Go Bloodcraft!
Just go face with everything and basically the face.
This victory is a
This deck is so fast, I just won on turn 5. Next game is against Shadowcraft. This time I'm going second.
Mother, father, come on!
So here I like the Vania, I decided to keep it. And I have a decent 2-3-4 curve. When going second, having a 1-drop is not as important, because it usually gets traded for a 2-drop.
You've gotta see me dance!
So I decided to kill the Unica instead of developing my board. And here I will play the 2-drop plus the 1-drop instead of the 3-drop, which was way worse than this. So he kills both.
What a cruel end!
And here I play my combo of Vania plus some blood kills.
Go Bloodcraft!
And I even evolved Vania to develop more board and to push for more damage.
Now you made me angry. Go Bloodcraft! You're mean!
Sadly, he has a full Tempest, which kills 3 of my bats, but he cannot remove the Vania.
This is
So here I just play Angel of the Ward to push for 1 more damage. And here I decided to evolve Angel of the Ward. Why did I do this? Simply because I had no more resources in my hand. So I wanted my board to stay dominant. I didn't want him to gain the board back. So even if this evolve doesn't affect his defense immediately, it will in the following turns if he cannot remove both of my evolved followers.
Feast upon
Plays
me!
Hell's Unleasher. Which means he can only trade for
The
one of them.
souls of millions and arise!
You just
You beckon!
So here I draw into a ward. I just play Night Order for the 2 bats. I didn't care too much about dealing 2 damage to the Lich.
Let us come.
And I evolved my Goblin to push for more damage. Once again, this was because I didn't have any resource in my hand.
I'm leaving.
So I just won. Next game is against Havencraft and I'm going second again.
Prepare for defeat.
Is fighting and despair all you know?
So here I just keep the best 2-drop. I was going second, so I wasn't looking for a 1-drop, but I found the wine anyway. I play my Goblin.
Feeling hungry?
And it just removes it with a Pregnant Scripture.
I'm powerless.
So I play my Urus. And he counters it with the Unicorn Dancer Unica. Here I could remove her, or I could develop my board. I prefer to develop my board with a 2-3 ward. So plays Goblin Mage and Wise Merman. At this point it was obvious that this was a neutral Havencraft deck. Which means that I didn't want to let him get a good Alice. So here, instead of going face with Urus, I will trade for the 1-1. I play my combo, evolve the Vania.
No!
You will soon learn.
Now you made me angry. Go Bloodcraft! Stop!
And take the double trade.
What are you doing?
Run away! You were done for.
So he plays his Tin Soldier and kills both of my biggest threats.
What a cruel end!
And here you can see that Scarlet Sombrero is not as amazing as it used to be.
Quench them.
Because I cannot go face here, of course. But I'm still able to remove his build follower.
One bite's all I need.
And go face with the others.
No!
So he plays his
These
Garuda.
golden wings will end you.
The real battle begins.
And of course kills my 4-1 and one of my bats.
There was nothing to be afraid of.
And I draw into little.
Let us conclude.
I evolve. Face, face.
No!
And hurt him for 7.
Stop! No!
I envy you.
So yeah, this will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you consider trying out this deck. It's very good, and the fact that it's fast and wins a lot makes it perfect for climbing the ladder. So if you haven't, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.